Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. We are proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. These programs are recorded and they're made available for viewing through a YouTube channel for future use. I am your host for today's activities, and it is my pleasure to reintroduce our cookie chef, Gail Snider. And she's going to make something that we don't even know what it is yet. So Gail, pick up the spoon and start stirring.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's so nice to be back with you. I miss being in the kitchen with you all and making some of your favorites. And today we are actually doing a repeat of something we did last summer. So most of you were not here. And it's at the special request of Dawn. So I'm going to share my screen.
I did.
What?
Ginger snaps.
We are doing ginger snap.
Ginger snaps.
Yay!
So I have put the recipe there on the screen. I will also email the recipe out to everyone following our session so that you'll have it if you decide you want to make an endeavor to bake a batch on your own. So I've shared the recipe with you, and I already have a batch of the regular ginger snap cookies mixed up, ready for us to pop in the oven. So we're going to do that first. And then I'm going to do an improvised version of the recipe. So
Why improvise?
We're going to change some of the ingredients and
Oh,
see how it comes out.
okay.
Oh,
All right.
sounds great.
Okay, so let me run to the refrigerator and get the cookie dough that's ready to go.
She could be a professional at this, couldn't she?
Yes.
Who is that you have on your shoulder, Martha?
This is Woodstock. He's a year and a half old.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
Thank you. He's my COVID pet.
Does he talk?
No, he's still too young. I haven't taught him anything yet, but I know when he says mama, it's
Mama.
the chirp. I
Yeah,
can tell when he wants mama, and that's all we need.
right.
All right, so I'm going to tilt my camera down just a little bit so you can see what I have here on the counter. This is our dough that I've already pre-mixed so that we can get the cookies in the oven, and I have the oven set. The recipe says 350, but I've put it on 330 because I don't want them to get too hard on the bottom. So I'm going to adjust my camera. Actually, maybe this camera will work. How about that?
Works.
Only thing is it won't go big because I'm talking from the other one.
Okay.
It will if you pin it. It'll go big.
If I
But then
pin
we
it,
won't be able to see
Yeah, if
Gail's
each
face.
person pins it, you can still talk and it'll be a big image.
okay, how's that?
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's good.
That's good, Gail.
Okay. So first we need a dish with some granulated sugar prepared because each scoop of the cookie dough has to be rolled in sugar.
That's what makes it good.
Yes. Okay, so I filled the scoop, you can see, and then I'm going to roll that gently between my hands and then dip it in the sugar before I place it on the cookie sheet. And I
I bet it
have-
smells wonderful.
It does. This is one of my absolute favorite cookie recipes, especially in the fall. And it's really so quick and easy that you can have them made in no time. And it also, the dough freezes really well too. So last year, close to the holidays, I made several different batches of cookies and put them in the freezer so that I could bake them off more quickly in time for my Christmas gatherings.
We were just talking the other day about how everything's coming up Christmas already, and we haven't even had a chance to get our autumn smells in yet.
Yes, I've noticed that too. But you know, when you see those countdowns of how many weeks it is till Christmas, it's not very far. And I'm also hearing that if you're planning to do shopping, you need to plan to do it early, or you may come up short.
Or we could make everybody cookies.
True.
I'm for that.
Yeah.
Most people don't complain about that. I'm going to a family reunion this coming weekend, and I'm one of the designated people who's supposed to bring something sweet.
Wonderful.
I wonder why you are.
Ah,
Totally, Yetta.
They usually want red velvet cake.
Oh.
Okay, so now I'm gonna see if I can unpin this camera. Okay, so now we have the sheet of cookies, so we're gonna go pop this in the oven. I've set a timer for 9 minutes, and we'll test and see how they're doing. Okay, so now I'm going to adjust the camera again so you can see the mixer for what we're going to do. All right, does that work? Okay, so because I've been trying to eat a little more healthy, I decided to see if I could adjust this recipe and use some alternate flours and an alternate sugar. So this is going to be an experiment. I'm going to be using Swerve, which is the same sugar replacement that we used in the cookies we did with the keto jam.
Oh, yeah.
So
The thumbprint cookies.
the thumbprint cookies with the peach jam. So this is the sugar that we'll be using, and it measures just like regular sugar. And then we are going to use a combination of coconut flour
Yes.
and oh, I thought this was almond flour. All right. We're going to also be using some sweet sorghum flour.
okay.
I thought this was almond flour when I pulled it out of the freezer. So, and I have used this before. So, but they say sometimes it works better if you combine the different types of flour because they have different consistency than regular flour. So that's
right.
what we're going to do today. So we're going to start with 3/4 cup of shortening, which I've already pre-measured. We're going to put that into the mixer.
I bet you've been in your kitchen since midnight.
Not today. I was in my kitchen for a while on Sunday evening though. Okay, so I put in the shortening, and now we need a cup of sugar. And so we're going to use the sugar substitute, which is a natural sugar substitute. And it's very powdery.
Nice to see you.
When you say sorry, Gail, when you say natural sugar substitute, do you have any idea where it comes from?
Yes, I'm going to tell you that in just a second. Okay, so this, it's made from the ingredients found in select fruits and starchy root vegetables.
Okay, all
And
right.
this contains no artificial ingredients, preservatives, or flavors.
Okay.
And
That's
it's
a miracle.
actually erythritol is what it's called.
Would you say that last bit again, please?
It's ERYTHRITOL,
Erythritol.
erythritol. So, but it's made from natural fruit, so it's not refined in the same way that sugar is. So I'm going to add the sugar. And then our next ingredient is 4 tablespoons of molasses. And this is regular molasses. And it's only molasses. Now this is sugary, so this is still going to have some sugar content because I don't know what we would use as a substitute for this, but we're going to try it and see how it turns out. So I want to add that to the mixing bowl. Very sticky.
Did anybody grow up eating ginger snaps?
Oh, yeah.
Steve, tell me about.
Your mother makes ginger snaps?
Tell me about them. Oh, I just love them.
Was it something that your mom had bags of, or did she make them?
Kind of a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the soft or crunchy ones?
I will eat any of them.
They're all good, yeah.
Don, was your mother a ginger snap maker or buyer?
She was a buyer, but my grandmother did some cooking too, much more cooking.
Grandmothers do that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the smell of ginger snaps brings back memories for everyone.
Yeah.
Yetta and Hans, did you get ginger snaps as a child?
No.
No? What cookie did you have in your house?
We mainly had cookies around Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so our next ingredient is 1 egg. And this happens to be a farm fresh egg. I have several friends who are raising chickens now.
All right.
Nice.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
So I have gotten a little spoiled with the better flavor of the fresh eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will tell you that the consistency, if you can see on the camera, let me hold the camera down there. The consistency is a little different than what it would be at this point in the other batter. It looks a little more runny, but we haven't added our flours yet. I just messed up the camera.
And we love you anyway. This is all part of that learning experience, right, Gail?
There we go. Okay, so now the recipe calls for 2 cups of flour. And so we're going to use a cup of coconut flour.
That ought to change the taste in a nice way too.
And I meant to taste this ahead of time. It's a little more grainy. Have any of you used coconut flour?
I have.
No, but it can only taste good.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, my family has an aversion to coconut, except for me. But I'm interested to see if the flour itself has a coconut flavor to it. And I don't know that answer yet.
Oh, you haven't tasted it?
I have not, because
Oh,
I ran to the store this morning because I forgot to get this when I bought groceries on Sunday.
oh,
Wow. It should just be coconut flakes that have been ground into powder.
mm-hmm.
Right. But it's not white like coconut. It's
Oh.
more creamy colored.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
And then we're going to add the sorghum flour, which ought to go good since we're using molasses, right?
Yep.
That's right.
So have any of you ever had popcorn balls made with sorghum molasses?
Hmm. I don't think so.
I don't know.
No. My husband's family in the winter, they make popcorn
These are
balls.
papes have like sorghum syrup.
Okay, so this one's even darker than the
Mhm.
coconut flour, but about the same texture. So we're gonna add that to our bowl. Oh, there's our timer for our cookies. Let's go across the kitchen and see how they're doing.
We need
So,
traveling music.
If you ever eat a Babe's chicken, they serve sorghum syrup as part of their butter substitute.
Okay, so they're not
At
quite
Babe's.
ready, but they're
Okay.
getting close.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave them in for another 2 minutes.
We're back up to 11.
So they do popcorn balls and they pop the popcorn and they heat the sorghum on the stove until it spins a thread. And then they add baking soda and it swells up. And if you're not holding it over the popcorn, it makes a huge mess. It's very sticky, very, very sticky. And then they would put it into balls like people do popcorn balls that you use Karo syrup to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they never use the Karo syrup. They always use the sorghum,
Hmm.
which has a completely different taste
Yeah.
than a regular popcorn ball. And I grew up with regular popcorn balls. One of my grandmothers used to make them and she would put food coloring in to give it a different color. So she would make orange ones
Yeah.
fall for Halloween and red and green ones at Christmas.
How fun.
Okay, so next to our recipe, we need to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I've already pre-measured that in my cute little red cups. And then we need a teaspoon of cinnamon. Pour that in.
By the way, I love your outfit today with the cherries on your apron.
Thank you. And then we have a teaspoon of cloves and a teaspoon of ginger.
Okay.
And for those
Yummy.
of you who don't know, this is raw ginger.
Mhm.
Looks very different than the powder form that we use, but I just happen to have this, so I thought I'd show everybody. So now I'm gonna mix this up so that we don't get all the spices in one cookie. And let's go back to the oven and see how our cookies are. They should be done this time. They are.
Look
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
As they cool, you all know they're going to deflate and then they'll get a little more wrinkly.
Hmm.
And what I really love about these, does anybody know?
They
Other
get
than the
soft.
taste. What is that,
I
Yetta?
said that they're soft in the middle.
They're soft in the middle, but look at the shape consistency.
Oh, yeah.
Round, perfectly round.
They're perfectly round and almost all the same size. And I love that in a cookie. That's my perfectionist tendencies coming out.
Yes.
Uniformity.
Uniformity,
Okay.
that's right.
So now we have our mixture of our alternate flours and our spices. And it's actually good. Remember I said this,
Sorghum
batter's a little more wet
Mm-hmm.
than the normal, it's actually good because these alternate flours tend to be drier, according to what I've read. So it said you need a little more moisture. I'll mix that in.
Oh, that's really neat.
All right, now this actually looks a little wetter than the other batter, even after mixing in the flour. But I'm gonna put them side by side and let you take a look. This is the regular batter.
Okay.
And this is the alternate batter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we may find that it's best to refrigerate this one for a few
Yeah.
minutes. But we're gonna go ahead and put them on the cookie sheet and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget the other one you took out of the refrigerator as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. It had only been in there for about 15 minutes though.
Oh,
Okay, so now we also want to use the sugar substitute to roll the cookies. Because we definitely will have a different result if we don't roll them in the sugar. That's what actually helps give them that outside crisp.
So many yummy variables.
Mm-hmm.
You make me want to cook again, Gail.
That's a good thing.
It is.
All right. Gotta find a different scoop. Actually, I'm gonna have to wash this one off. This one makes just the perfect size cookie. All right, here we go. Same amount of batter. It looks about the same, don't you think?
Yep.
I think it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
All
Looks
right,
like a scoop of ice cream.
it does. Okay,
I
so
like the
this
way
one,
Steve thinks.
because it's more powdered sugar, it sticks in clumps
Okay.
more
Okay.
because it's not granulated. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So I'm actually trying to knock a little bit of it off. So one of the reasons why I decided to try this is because I've been trying to limit carbs and sugars. And I also have a couple of my sisters who have some health things going on that they have to limit or can't have certain things. And so it's an experiment. And since I'm going to see some of them this weekend, I actually thought if this turns out, I might take it and let them give it a try.
Gail, are you going to write this up as an alternate recipe to send to us?
Yes, if
Okay.
it turns out.
Okay. 'Cause my youngest daughter was just diagnosed with, what was that, celiac?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
You know, so she has to have gluten-free. And so this would be very good for her
Right.
as well as the kids. Well, she does. It's gonna be a while before she can bake because they're ripping out their whole kitchen and redoing it. They had some freak, they had a water pipe break last year. Oh, I guess it's been in February. And they had to go get an independent insurance adjuster to get a decent price on
Mm.
the repairs.
So it's been
Oh yeah, so they won't be finished.
process.
They won't be finished probably until Christmas time with it, because they're redoing the whole downstairs of the house, all the
Right.
floors, all the kitchen, you know, the bathroom downstairs, the study, the dining room, the spare bedroom. It's all being redone.
Did it ruin all that, or they're just taking the opportunity to do it?
Well, some of it they needed to do. Well, I say, the floors and all of them were destroyed, okay, from the water. And so, but they
Looks
decided,
good.
yeah, it looks good.
Yummy.
Gonna pop these in the oven.
Okay.
Okay. But they decided to change the bathroom, put a different bathtub in. They put I think they're putting in a walk-in shower rather than a bathtub, and different tile on the floor. And the kitchen cabinets, that was one of the biggest arguments with the insurance company. They just wanted to slap some pieces on the bottom of the cabinets to cover up the damage. And so they finally, the independent insurance adjuster got it to where they have to replace all the cabinets.
Good.
Well,
Yeah.
I sympathize with them.
Mhm.
For those of you who have heard me talk about when we did the remodel, I was
Yeah.
without a kitchen for about 6 months, and my kitchen actually temporarily moved into my dining room.
Oh,
And I had a
wow.
makeshift kitchen in there. Okay, so I've taken the cookie off of the sheet.
Oh, looks
It's
good.
Oh, yeah.
regular one.
Oh, oh,
Very,
you're too
very
tempting,
soft.
Gail.
Everybody have a bite.
Yum.
Oh, too tempting, Gail.
They're very soft, and I almost think I need to put them back in the oven. But as they're still warm, so as they cool, I think they'll be okay.
No, yeah, I think so.
And some people like them soft, some people like them crispy.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, Gail, I wanted to let you know, I haven't won a bingo game for 3 weeks, but I got my prize for the
Oh,
month.
okay, so hold that up so we can see it again.
I see if I can get there. I can't, gotta see the screen so I can see.
Oh, there it is.
Sweet,
Yeah, there's Mark Steven.
sweet. And how much did he weigh?
He was 5 pounds 10 ounces when he was born. He was 5'4" when he left the hospital. He went back yesterday for his 2-week checkup when he's already over 6 pounds.
Good, good.
And so he's doing very well. He's just wonderful little baby. The only time he cries is when he's either hungry or he's got a dirty diaper, you know.
Yeah,
He's just a beautiful little boy.
sweet. So who does he look like?
He's got my daughter's nose. I think he looks a little more like his dad. You know, but he's got
Yeah.
my daughter's nose, definitely. In there. But he's all boy. You know, yesterday they had a couple incidents of where they're changing a diaper and he boyed it.
Yep.
Yep.
There she spouts.
Yep, there she goes. Yep. So anyway, that's Mark Steven. That was my prize. I didn't care if I won bingo or not. I got the prize.
So who won bingo for August?
Phil and Paulette, I
Phil and
think.
Paulette.
Phil and Paulette.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
12.
that's two months in a row they were winners.
Awesome.
And
I
big
think so,
time.
yeah.
Also won in July.
Yeah. Well, I figured I won't be able to win again until I get back to Texas. So that'll be
Yeah.
all right. You know, I don't care.
Steve is
Spend time
the, he's the
Yeah.
king so far.
That's right. Yeah,
Right.
where we're staying has a pool with a lazy river and things like that. And so when the other grandkids are here, they loved it, you know, because there's a
Okay.
water slide. So in the evening, we just go and we sit. He's not in the water yet, but just so nice and relaxing. He's just so good.
Sounds
Steve,
like a
where
great
are you?
time.
Yeah.
Steve, where are you?
We're in, well, it's Orlando, Florida area.
My family's in Florida.
Okay. My son-in-law works for Disney. He's a security at Disney. And my daughter works for Best Buy here in Orlando. And and then my other daughter, the one with the gluten allergy, is in Melbourne, which is right on the coast. It's about an hour and a half away from right on the coast.
So you have some good vacation spots.
Yeah, we do. We come down, we can see all the grandkids, and we haven't seen the other grandkids since Christmas before this last one. Because we didn't go last year because of COVID. Usually we come, to Florida. They don't travel to us. We go to there because it's easier. And so we didn't go this last Christmas because of COVID. And so we hadn't seen them for over a year and a half, about a year and a half. And so it was fun because they're growing like weeds, fourth and second grade. They're just so big comparatively what we remember. And
When you don't
Mark's
see
gonna,
them for a while.
yeah, Mark's gonna give him a run for the money, though. I can tell that he is strong. He started holding his head up the day he came out of the hospital. He holds his head up, yes, yeah, and he's strong. His legs are strong. His arms are strong. You put him in we got a little chair to put him in, and he just wiggles his butt down and he scoots down because he wants his feet over the edge of the chair. So put him back up, and pretty soon he's got his feet back over the edge of the chair
He's
again.
trying to be comfortable, laid back.
Yeah. But he's always, like you said, he's really good. I told you about the other night when I was telling him stories,
Yes.
and, so, just kind of, it's just fun. It's fun to have them. No, they've not made me change the diaper yet. They always take them away when it's that.
Well, it's so nice that you and Sue were able to go down there and be right there close and get to spend some time with them.
Yeah. We were there. We came about a week before the birth because Becca she had a C-section, but she had kidneys. And 2 days after the C-section, they went and did surgery on both kidneys.
Oh.
Because she knew they had stones in one of the kidneys, big stones, that went in, and then they found more in there. Went in the other kidney, and they found a bunch of stones in the other kidney too.
Oh, wow.
So we're glad because she can't drive for about another 4 weeks.
She's got a longer recovery
Yeah.
because of the other surgery.
A C-section recovery, and so we'll be here till the 15th, and so
Okay. Who is the daughter that has celiac, Steve?
my daughter Sarah.
Sarah. I have 2 recipes I'm going to send to you.
Okay.
One is for an angel cake and one is for brownies, and both of them are gluten-free and they're delicious.
Well, I'm sure the girls will love. This last weekend is the first time they ever had angel food cake, and they loved it. Sue bought one at the store for them, and so I'm sure they will enjoy that.
Good.
Well, while we wait for the other cookies to finish baking, I have something else I'd like to share.
Yes.
Okay.
Any of you noticed these jars over here on the cabinet?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh.
Anybody have any idea what this is?
Preserves.
Jam
Raspberry.
or jelly.
Oh,
That's what was in the jars originally.
Oh,
oh, so you made something.
So this summer we put beets in the garden.
oh.
Okay.
My husband and my son both love pickled beets.
Mm-hmm.
My son will eat them cold out of the jar.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so we grew the beets, and with my back problem, we weren't sure we were going to be able to do anything. And my husband just kept saying, it's too much work. You just need to forget about it.
Mm-mm.
Not worth it. But I have an Instapot,
Oh, okay.
And so I looked up a recipe to do the beets in the Instapot.
Hmm.
So I brought the beets in from the garden, and if any of you have ever worked with beets before, my grandparents used to can them, but you have to leave the stems about an inch or an inch and a half long, or they say all the red drains out of the beets when you cook them.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
I
That's
have
what
never
they-
had that happen to me.
That's what they've always told us. In fact, my husband even said that when we got ready to do this. So I brought the beets in, washed them, trimmed the stems to 1 inch, and put them in the Instapot with just water.
Good.
And depending on how many beets and the size of them, this batch that you see here, which made 4 of these jars,
Hmm.
plus this one,
Wow.
I only pressure cooked these for 12 minutes.
Wow.
Hmm.
And then you mix a solution of apple cider vinegar, sugar, black peppercorns, and I also use some pickling spice.
Okay.
Pour that over it, and it sits overnight. And then I didn't go through the process of sealing these to go on the shelf in the pantry. These will actually be stored in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Okay.
And my son eats them so fast that won't matter.
A step you can skip.
They'll be gone before Christmas. So I was just going to open this and let you see.
Yeah, Gail, that sounds good. There's some beets I got like with Meals on Wheels. They're just so vinegary. It's just, you can't even eat them.
Those
Yeah.
are beautiful,
Apple
Gail.
cider vinegar would probably be good with it. So,
So we had some that, they were too close to another one, so they didn't grow very big.
yeah.
But this jar is just all the little ones.
Oh, that's good.
Those are so
Wow.
pretty.
But
Yes,
then
they
I
are.
have some that are slices that are about this big in diameter.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
No, I thought they.
I always slice mine.
Yeah.
And Gail,
I
you survived.
asked my son which way he preferred them to be cut, and he said it didn't matter. He said, whatever's easiest.
They're going to go down the same way. Yeah.
Okay, so the improvised version is done according to the first timer, but they didn't spread out.
No.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, they're starting to get a little bit brown. Let me see what the bottom looks like. The bottom, they're browner than the other ones. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a spoon
Okay.
and press on half of the tops of them and pop it back in the oven for just a little bit. And I'm gonna turn the oven down to 325.
Okay.
I love how she works with us to be her guinea pig. We eat them regardless, don't we, Gail?
That's
Oh,
right.
They
There's
still
no
look
such thing as a
good.
bad cookie.
Yeah.
Okay. For those
Right,
of
Don.
you who like milk, probably this cookie would really need milk.
A lot of ice cream too. You can have it with ice cream.
Okay, so I'm gonna set the timer for 2 minutes, and I'm gonna reset the oven to 325. Okay, so now the other cookies have cooled. These are the originals,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
just perfect on the back
Oh, absolutely.
with a little bit of
Little bit.
snap. Those of you who
That's-
like them snappy probably wish I'd cook them longer.
Well, no, that's
That,
perfect.
that looks perfect.
Yes.
But these have cooled,
Okay.
absolutely perfect looking.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're
Yum.
good.
Sometimes.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of these off of here so I can
Yes,
put
you
another batch in
I'll
the
take
oven.
smaller.
right. Let's see. Got less than a minute, so we'll stand here by the stove so we can be ready to take out our other version.
Great cook.
Bonnie, are you still with us?
I'm still here.
You've certainly been very quiet. I almost forgot you were here.
That's unusual. I'm usually a talker, but I'm really enjoying this and I'm really looking forward to getting to know everyone.
Well, we're so excited that you made time to join us today.
Gail, Connie gave me her info, so I'll put it on the attendance sheet right after we're done, and you can
Okay.
use it from there. How's that?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Just be sure to reshare it with me.
Yes. Oh, reshare.
Up in the top left, right-hand corner, there's a share button.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
I've taken these back out of the oven.
Ah,
So it'll be interesting to see what these are like. They are very crumbly, but I have heard that about things.
Oh,
Oh,
So Steve, this would make a good ice cream top.
absolutely. That'd be fantastic.
But while you all were chatting off camera, I did taste the batter
Hmm.
for the new version. And the taste is very similar
Okay,
it's
with the raw
texture.
batter because of the molasses.
yeah.
Okay.
So back over here to the baking center so I can start another batch on the cookie sheet. Do you all have any questions?
No, you look good.
All right, well, I have one more surprise. For those of you who are usually here, your cookies are already in the mail.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey.
Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, you
So,
were good.
Thank you, Gail.
To follow,
so I
Gail.
can say the cookies are in the mail. And it's
Excellent.
really true because I mailed your boxes yesterday.
All
Okay.
right.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's why you were in the kitchen all day Sunday.
Yes.
thank you, Gail.
So you might get your boxes in the mail this afternoon.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Connie, yours won't be in the mail,
Oh,
but I'll mail yours this afternoon.
oh, you're so sweet.
And mine will take longer.
And yours will take longer. And
You'll
Steve,
get yours on September 15th.
yours aren't in the mail yet because I didn't
That's
have
right.
the Florida address. So, but they'll
No
go in
problem.
the mail this afternoon.
No problem at all. Thank you.
So,
I just appreciate it so much.
So you have Steve's temporary address there?
yes, I texted him yesterday to get it
Okay, good.
so that I'd have it so I should have asked earlier and I could have put his in the mail. And I was ready to go to the post office and I went, uh-oh, I don't have the right address for Steve. So,
Well, I was about ready to tell you, don't worry about it, but I was still gonna observe, but thank you.
well, you're still going to be there for nearly 2 weeks. So
I know, yeah.
you could have the cookies and have them all eaten before you leave to come home.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Or my granddaughters will eat them all up.
I guess I should send you a double batch, huh?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because if they like the ones with the coconut flour and stuff like that, that's the recipe I'll give to my daughter.
Right.
Yes. She will find it interesting to learn how to cook again. And if you need
Yes,
any
she will.
tips, ask me.
Okay, I will.
I did it for 15 years.
All right, I will. Thank you.
Okay, you bet.
And so another note on that, the boxes that have already been mailed don't have the revised recipe.
Oh, darn.
Okay.
So you made those for yourself.
So my apologies for that. I thought of that after the fact
Yeah.
when I decided that I was going to bake ahead so I could put them in the mail on Monday. So maybe while you're still thinking about our conversation, you get to have your cookies today.
Excellent.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, I guess since nobody in your family likes coconut, you'll have to eat them all, Gail.
Oh,
Well, my thought was to not finish baking them until the end of the week and then take them to the family reunion.
Oh, that's a good idea.
for my-
Perfect.
Because I'll be seeing my sisters.
Yeah.
And you don't have to tell them it's coconut flour.
Well, they all like coconut.
No, you don't have to tell your rest of your family.
Oh, well, if it has any of the flavor of
Oh, okay.
coconut in it,
Okay, okay.
my husband can taste. I mean,
That won't work.
how they have recipes that have just a minute amount of coconut flavoring in it. He can taste it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh, give me.
one time somebody brought me one of those great big bottles of Mexican vanilla
Mm-hmm.
from Mexico.
Yeah.
And it was so strong that he said it tasted like coconut, and I could not use it in anything I was baking that he would eat.
Wow.
Oh, my.
He said it tasted like coconut.
Come
Wow.
to my house. Gail, we thank you so much for being our cookie
Yes,
conversation.
Thank you.
Yes,
Well,
that was
thank you
nice.
so much. It's a
You're
lot of
really
fun.
awesome. Let's take a look at what's coming up. Today is Cookie Conversations with Chef Gail Snider. And tomorrow, Peggy Spear is coming to us from the Amon Carter Museum of American Art. Her topic for the art she will bring is Labor Day.
Yay.
I know, that's what she
Labor
said.
Day, that's right.
Good.
So be there or be square.
I can't
That's right.
imagine how she's gonna find enough pictures for that.
Well, she says she often picks the topic and then has to find the art to go with it. So you never know with Peggy. Connie, you come back anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed it.
Be
Thank
a
you.
fly on the
inviting me.
wall any day.
And
Yeah.
everyone, it sure is nice to meet you.
Thank
Connie,
you.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank
Thank
Connie,
you
it's the
for
same.
coming.
It's the same web link every day, so you
Okay.
don't have to worry about it. Just gotta choose any of the emails or whatever, or bookmark it or something, and there's just click on it. It'll be.
Okay, well, I'll probably be popping in and out.
Okay.
All right,
you.
thank you.
Does anybody have
We're
anything
gonna
they
make
want
these
to?
cookies.
Yay. Does anybody have anything they want to share before we sign off today?
Yep, we're good.
Must
I would
mean we're
like to-
good. Okay. See y'all tomorrow.
All
All right,
right.
thanks, Gail.
Bye.
Thank you.